Man, it's like season's greetings. That song is like jingle bells, even though it's backwards. Hey,
Bells.
bells through the forest. I don't even know how to talk.
Dude, we should totally do that on our Christmas. Do a Christmas special. Just ruin every song playing them backwards.
Play them backwards. That's it. If you ever heard Jingle Bells backwards, well, check it out. It is the Yeah Come On Show. The Yeah Come On Show with me, your host, Southside Steve, and my co-host, Brett Barney. 'Tis the season to talk holidays. It is. And I got to tell you, man, right now I'm caught up in it. I'm on the Elf in the Shelf train. That's where I'm at. My son is ready for Santa. He can't wait. And my wife thought it'd be a good time to start Elf on the Shelf because a 4-year-old gets it. And we got the kit. You got to send off for the kit. And I got to tell you, whoever invented this, it's like the pet rock. It is the dumbest thing, the simplest thing, but it's gotten more and more complex. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say Elf on the Shelf? Have you ever set up some of these scenes or done this?
I know what it is from people on social media. I've never been in a home that does it. My parents didn't do it. It was not a thing when I was a kid. I don't know anybody that do it or did it growing up. And now, like, I hear stuff from like I see stuff you post, see stuff people I've worked with, they've post or whatnot. No idea. Never touched one. I've never held it in my hands. I've seen it.
Well, you're never supposed to. See, that's what you don't know. If you hold him, the magic goes away. So nobody's allowed to touch the elf. You can't touch him because he is Santa's elf. So what he does is he observes all day long the behavior in the house. Are the kids being good? Are they good boys and girls or bad boys and girls? And then he tallies all that's going on. He understands so he can report back to Santa on whether or not the kids get Christmas.
So it's like the difference of coal or gifts is decided by Elf on the Shelf. Santa was our Elf on the Shelf then. That was not a physical object.
No, and it's a weird thing. And because the elf is on the shelf and he's watching everything, yeah, he decides switches or coal or presents. And Brooks has already gotten in trouble once, and Amanda just pulled the card. My wife is just like, oh, he's going to go back. And he's going to tell Santa what you did, and you're not going to have Christmas. Well, Brooks just started crying. He lost it. He goes, I'm sorry. And you have to name your elf when you get it, and the kid decides the name of the elf. So Brooks calls our elf Johnny. So he goes, Johnny, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Because he ripped Johnny's hat off. First day, he ripped his hat off, and it's glued on. So my wife had to glue it back on. Only my son would dismantle the elf on the shelf, ripped his hat off.
Did you not tell him about if you don't touch or if you touch him, he loses the magic?
Well, here's the deal. My wife, we're like, well, when do we give it to him? And I'm like, well, let's give it to him on November 30th. He can touch him November 30th. That way, if he gets all his touches in, maybe he'll leave him alone for the 25 days of December. So we let him touch him and just hold him. And through dinner, he thought it was cute. And he kept pulling on the hat, and Amanda was telling him to stop. And all of a sudden I hear, Brooks! And Amanda's holding the hat and an elf with no hat on. So he had to go to the corner, and he's crying. And he's like, I didn't know the hat would come off. I didn't know it was glued on. And he's crying and talking. And he's like, I'm sorry, Johnny. And he's leaning out from the corner looking back at Johnny going, Johnny, I'm sorry. Don't tell Santa. And I'm like, all right, maybe this will keep him in line. So then we told him, you can't touch him. So you're going to get a second chance. Tell Johnny you're sorry. Mom's going to call the North Pole and tell Santa it was an accident.
You guys get that is 100% on you, right? Like if your kid ends up at Dr. Dave's office, it's on you for this situation. You should not have given him the elf on the shelf.
No, that's why I don't worry about it, because we have a doctor, a psychiatrist as a sponsor of this podcast. So I'm like, worst case, he goes to David Markwell at 4 or 5, instead of 18 after I've raised him horribly. But no, I think it's one of those deals that it'll keep him out of trouble. And then once you have got that going on and they know that basically the elf is a narc, he's a narc to Santa. and you can't trust him. But at night, he comes alive. And at night, he's mischievous. So he moves around the house and does little goofy things. And then, right when the sun comes up and right when we wake up, he's frozen at that moment. So you catch him at his last moment before he's frozen. He freezes the second you wake up, and then he stays like that all day long while you're awake and around him, comes back to life when you go to sleep. So the book suggests scenes. You've seen them on social media. Tonight, the floor is lava, and he's holding a sign that comes with the kit. And of course, the kit is extra. You can buy just the elf, or you can buy the kit in the book that suggests 25 things to do and comes with props. So I don't have to make the props myself. In the early days of Elf on the Shelf, all you got was the elf. Now you buy a secondary kit for more money, which is the kit. So the kit came with a floor is lava sign, and it gave 5 or 6 colored little stickers that you stick on the floor, like he walked on, to keep, like, that are like rocks to keep him off your floor. And that's the scene tomorrow. He'll wake up to that. So
this is all just utterly ridiculous to me.
It is, but
it's got to be fun with kids.
It is. It is.
Have you thought of any scenes in your head where you're like, not appropriate, but funny? Like you set it up, show it to Amanda. She's like, no.
I mean, if I'm not going to do anything weird, like have like yellow food coloring on the toilet seat and have him like sitting on the toilet seat like he urinated himself or was peeing on the seat. I mean, I thought of that. I'm not going to have him do anything sexual, so I'll let that go.
I was going to say, you don't have daughters. I would think otherwise you'd have Barbies around the house where you could actually have fun.
Yeah, you catch the elf on top of a Barbie, like, no. But yeah, I don't know what's tomorrow. And my wife is really good at this. So when I was coming down to do the podcast, she had just finished The Floor is Lava. Last night, he jumped from where he was sitting above the fireplace into the Christmas tree. So he's upside down in the Christmas tree, and on the floor are like 5 ornaments that he knocked off the tree. And then you take one ornament you don't care about and you break it like you broke an ornament.
Oh my gosh. And then you got to clean it up.
And then you got to
figure out what to do next.
Oh, don't worry. Flour's coming, where you put flour on the counter and he makes a snow angel in the flour. That's one. And then you got to clean that up. It's just God knows what all's coming next. And I want to do a couple of myself. I'm going to get a little creative, but right now I'm letting Amanda just do it from the book. But he's digging it and he's believing it, which is crazy. But I love it.
No, it's not. He's 4. It's not crazy. He's 4.
I know.
Look at me. I turned out amazing, and I never had an elf on the shelf. Well, I mean, amazing's using that loosely.
Yeah, but look at the toys you had compared to my toys. I mean, now I'm not the generation that just got a hoop and a stick and ran down the road, and that was fun. I didn't kick the can, but, I had jarts. I had to live through that, lawn darts, and all the 70s toys that were bad for us. We all walked around with our 6 guns and rode in the back of station wagons without seat belts and acted like we were shooting people, and that was okay. You can't hold a toy gun up now and point it at anyone, nor can you ride it in a car without seat belts or on a bicycle without a helmet. And I did all those things, and here I am.
Yeah, come on. You just get a baseball card and stick it in your spokes. Boom, Christmas, done.
Hello, that's all you need. So that's what's going on over here. I know it's a little bit different over there. Your wife's probably walking around like in heels and putting mistletoe over her head, and y'all are having sex.
Yeah, that's me. I'm using my elf on my shelf every night.
See,
very rambunctious.
Yeah, I ain't getting to do that. It must be nice. Right now, I go up. My wife's like this. She's exhausted. I'll go upstairs at 9:00 and the TV might still be on.
Just done. What's funny?
These kids wear you out, dude.
What's funny about this whole elf on the shelf thing is there's this other thing. I can't remember its name. And it's like an elf on the shelf, but it's like a sock and it's long. And I don't know. I was down in 30A and I was dating this girl. It was way long ago. and they had this weird like Elf on the Shelf sock. Her family did for Christmas. I was like, what the hell is this thing? And they're like, it's Saki or whatever, Santa's secret elf. And you put them all around. And then we went to, what's it, like the watercolor beach club, because that's where her family lived. And we went there, and there's a lady sitting at the bar. They're like, oh, that's the lady who invented Sako or whatever, the secret Santa elf. And so we're talking with her. Dude, it's like 5 minutes in, she's just explaining exactly about this elf. And like I said, this is maybe like 8 years ago, so I can't remember all the details. I may have the name wrong. And then after about 5 minutes, that conversation quickly took a 180 from, those fucking Elf on the Shelf people stole my idea, made millions off it. This is all my idea. They took it. Dude, this lady is sour grapes. I'm sitting here going, ma'am, you live on the beach. Like, you didn't do too poorly.
I could have had more money. I could have had more.
You see the house down there that Zach Brown lives in? I could have bought that. And the one next door, which Peyton Manning lives in. And the one next door to that, Eli's in. Because they all three live
in. And they do that football Monday night thing here.
Oh, I love that.
I could be a part of that.
Exactly. Dude, this lady was the biggest sour grapes. And that's actually kind of how I learned about Elf on the Shelf, was this lady that hated it. Yeah. Because she thought she came up with the idea. Maybe she didn't, and somebody took it.
Who knows? Because it works. And I had seen it, thought it was funny, seen it on social media, but now I'm living the dream. So that's what's going on at the Rickman house. So what else do you have going on for Christmas? What does a guy that just got married get his wife for Christmas? Are y'all getting each other gifts, or are y'all just putting up a giant fence with barbed wire to keep the neighborhood out?
So hopefully we're moving soon. So that's where the idea is with financial situations. But
so you don't buy each other gifts. Let's just get the hell out of this house.
Yeah, that would be a gift in itself. I promise you that much. I am tired of the cops being here. But we'll get stuff. She's actually like a wall away and can hear everything we're saying, because she just texted me and was like, it's Sock Monkey, whatever. Yeah, Sock Monkey or something like that, I guess is what the lady made.
Okay.
God, I just lost my train of thought. We're definitely getting each other gifts. I don't want to put anything out there because I haven't gotten anything. I hope you can hear that and she can't.
I heard you. And I'm right there with you. And I was told not to. This is what my wife says to me. Look, I order whatever I want to order whenever I want to order it. You never question anything that I'm doing. So if I need something, I've already gotten it. So it's not like you need to get me a pair of running shoes or get me this or get me that. And, and no offense, you strike oil every once in a while, but most of the time, I miss on my gifts. And everything I got her last year, she returned. So that was a little
phenomenal.
Painful. Yeah. I got her one of those cool things that you go in your ear, and it's a telescope into your ear, and it has an app. It has an app. I know
exactly what it's I skip by it and I have to hit like, do not show me this because that disgusts me. It's the earwax thing.
Yes, and you literally have a camera going in your ear, and you can see inside your ear on your phone. She sent that back. I was like, damn, I thought we were going to have fun with that. I even got extra adapters. So I'm like, I know I want to do it. My wife will do it, and I'm sure she'll let one of her sisters do it. Instead, everybody looked at me on Christmas like, you're weird. I'm like, all right, you people just don't get it. We were about to go in each other. Who knows? We could go in our mouths with that thing. Your rectum. I mean, there's all kinds
belly
of
button.
places. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to see that. That's perfectly knotted, double knotted, hopefully.
Yeah, if you got a deep belly button, we'll go in any hole you want to with that camera.
I'm carrying a double shot over here.
Yeah, come on.
I'm just waiting to. Legitimately, since last year, the one thing I'm waiting on is your Christmas story, because last year's Christmas story that you brought to the table was possibly one of the greatest stories ever, where you were gifted this big screen TV only to get home and have a Venmo request.
Yes. Couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, they didn't buy this for us? Amanda's like, no, he picked it out for us. I let him buy it for us. And because it was hidden at his house, given to me at his house. And he's like, yeah, we got to get this up. And I'm hugging him and everything. And he looked at me weird, like, why are you up on me? And I thought he had bought it for me. And still, when we got it home, it was not clear that my father and mother-in-law had not bought that TV for me. And it wasn't clear to, like you said, the next day. And I get a Venmo and I'm like, what the hell is, for several grand. I'm like, what's this? Man, he goes, it's the TV. She goes, she goes, what, did you think it was a gift? I go, yeah, why wouldn't I have thought that was a gift?
Why? That is the greatest story ever. I've told that story to so many people. Like, you want to hear a great, terrible Christmas story?
Yeah, it was horrible.
I would have been in the same room as you. Hell yeah. I just got this dope ass TV that I'm now having to pay for, which I wasn't expecting to pay for because I already bought all this other crap.
And he's the one that said something to my wife. How we're all family, right? But he'll talk to her a different way than he talks to me. Like, calls up, that's when they're doing the whole in-law, father daughter thing, and I'm cut out of that. And they had a conversation where I think he goes, I think your husband thinks I bought that TV for him. She's like, no, he doesn't, Dad. And she goes, no, he hugged me a lot and thanked me a lot. And she goes, well, he was probably glad that, you picked it out. He appreciates the fact that you went and picked it up and hid it at your house. And that's when she said, just Venmo him, he'll pay you. So then I get the Venmo and he's next to her when I send the text, like, what the hell's this? Which made me look like a bigger dick, and she's like, yeah, I don't think he thinks he has to pay for it. So they all got a big laugh out of it. I was the only one not laughing. I'm like, go ahead and laugh, Amanda. That's our money. And she's like, I know. I just wanted him to pick it out. He didn't buy it for you.
Take it out of Amanda's inheritance. That's what my response would have been.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, why didn't you use our credit card when you bought it? And she goes, because it was just convenient. He was there and he was getting a discount because of some reason. So he used his own credit card, but he expects you to Venmo him back. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, rug pull.
That is the greatest story ever.
I'm sure something like that will happen this year. I'm sure. I'm not even going to hug people when I get gifts. I'm going to be like, my one-liner is like, did I buy this for myself? Is it, do I owe somebody money?
You walk into the gift exchange. All right, what am I paying for this year?
Exactly. That's the way it works. Well, it's messed up. But 'tis the season. This is a holiday special, and so will the next few shows as we dig deeper into Christmas. Right now, I just want to take a commercial break. It's not funny, Brett. It cost me a lot of goddamn money. Oxygen Financial.
That's a lot of come on hats.
That's a ton of come on hats. Speaking of, we need to sell some come on hats. I'm going to post it up on my site. I'm in the process of redoing the site, but we have winter wear. We have hoodies. We have long sleeve shirts. I got new ball caps that are coming in. I've got some new short sleeve shirts with our new YC logo. We also have some Come On Show shirts that we want to give out. So we will come up with a way to do that here at the end of the show. But right now, we'll take a much needed commercial break. AuctionFinancial.com, one of our proud sponsors, and our new sponsor, Joe B's Bee Pollen. You can call those guys at 877-300-5632 or go to joebees.com, JOEBEES.com. And right now, a Southside Steve Santa, you pay $99 for 6 months. I'm going to get you 2 extra months for free. There's no promo code. Just order it. You'll get 8-month supply. Shipping is free, and it's $99 for 8 months. Also, circle285.com and Ridgeline Counseling, and I'll let them talk to you here next.
I'm Allison with Circle 285 Insurance, and we've got you covered at every turn. Whether ITP or OTP, the only TP we care about is total protection for your family. Have you ever wondered if you're paying too much for home and auto insurance? Do you have enough coverage, and will your carrier pay your claim in an accident? Visit us at circle285.com for a free quote today. Visit circle285.com or call me, Allison, at 770-904-9586 for a free quote today.
I'm David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. The current situation we're in is bringing all kinds of issues into our lives, everything from stress and anxiety to frustration, bouts of depression and loneliness. Well, we're here to help at Ridgeline Counseling. You can reach us at 770-993-9700, or you can email us at ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. Currently, we're offering telemental services through video and phone platforms and in-person office visits. In the meantime, stay safe. We'll get through this. Yeah, come on.
Special thanks to all of our sponsors. We're back with our Christmas special. It's not the Christmas special, but we're in the month of December covering Elf on the Shelf, covering gifts from in-laws and what we're buying for our wives, and just basically telling everyone, start ordering now. Because I got to tell you, man, things are going to come in a little slower than normal. So if you've got to get gifts, you better order it now or be prepared to get your butt out to a brick and mortar and buy it right then and there. But then you got to make up the dumb excuses. So, Brett, you had a few holiday ideas, and I know you want to talk about fantasy football. I mean,
yeah,
why not?
no, I'm sure I want to talk about that, don't I? Actually, I'm curious about this because people might hear this and go, guys, it's only the first week of December. We're already doing
Doesn't matter.
stuff.
Gotta get on it.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know why. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were saying their belief on Christmas music is you don't start until Christmas Eve. And then you can only play Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, then it's over. I'm Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. Let's start partying. My whole yard full of inflatables, more lights. Got a new one last night. It's going to be glowing Christmas trees and snowflakes all over the house here shortly. Got a big old glowing wreath outside. I already went buck wild at damn Lowe's, which the guy that works at Lowe's probably regrets ever meeting me. Very generous old man, probably, I don't know, 75-ish, retired, probably just needs health insurance, works there part-time. That may have been the only day of the week he worked there, but they brought him in on Black Friday because everyone knows that's all hands on deck. He says, I'm sorry, sir. This was a good trick. I went and looked at the grills because he wasn't helping me while I was looking at the inflatables. Hey, man, you want to buy a grill? No, but I do want to talk about inflatables because I don't see many on the shelves. Well, you do know that the displays are for sale. Oh, really? See that 7-foot tall Santa? I want that one. Go grab that one.
See that one up there? I want it.
Yeah, 10% off. Guy has to go and get this mobile lift, shut down the whole aisle. Everybody's shopping. This is Black Friday. It's wild. I'm down here at the Lowe's on Moreland and goes up there, deflates my entire Santa, comes back down. Guess what? Way down here on the end, though, they got another little wiener dog. Guess what? We have a wiener dog. I need a wiener dog in the yard. Hey, give me the wiener dog, too. Has to keep the aisle shut down again. Goes back up. This gets even better. Goes back up, gets me that damn wiener dog, brings it right down to me. Perfect. Walks away. Satisfied customer. Wife walks over because for some reason she wanted to look at refrigerators like we own a house and we were ever going to buy one. Or maybe we were smart enough to get a beer fridge for a garage. Guess what? We don't have a garage and I'm not putting a beer fridge on the front porch. So she sees this glowing wreath sitting one aisle over. Oh no, they don't have any in stock. Guess we need to go get him to go get another thing up off the top shelf. Shuts down another aisle. Dude has to climb back up. Now we've been there for an hour. This guy climbing up and down shelves to get stuff. Goes up to go get the wreath. Oh no. The wreath, all the electricals zip tied into the aisle over. Now he has to go get somebody else. Now 2 of them are up there. We have 3 aisles shut down. At this point on Black Friday in the middle of Lowe's, Christmas section.
They hated you. They couldn't wait to get you out. And that guy probably retired. That's just too damn much work. I love the fact that he gets it and realizes the electrical's on the other side. So it's either that or crawl across, and a 75-year-old man is not going to crawl across.
It wasn't happening.
No, not a shelf 35 feet up in the air.
Oh, yeah, because you know how they have the real and they're way up at the top. The very top, not like the top before here's the very top and then keep going.
How do you think inflatables are going to hold up in your neighborhood? Do you think they're going to shoot them, or do you think they're going to cut them with a knife, or do you think they're going to steal them?
Ooh, somewhere between shank, shot, stolen.
Or
probably
do the hoodlums, in your neighborhood appreciate the fact that you're decorating and that you're festive, or do they want to steal it and take it home to their kid?
They didn't steal the Clark Griswold last year, so I'm glad that one's still alive. Nobody else in the neighborhood has anything put outside. The funny thing is I text the neighbor. I was like, hey man, can I borrow your ladder to hang up this wreath that I just bought? Dude never responds. We hang it all up and didn't use a ladder. Made the wife climb up on top of a couple coolers I stacked because I'm chivalrous. Not even gonna lie. I mean, I held the cooler steady, and then I had to walk back and be like, straighten it out a little bit to the left,
Okay.
1 inch.
Careful, don't fall. Don't fall. I love it when you're stacking things. That's always good to step on that.
Boss around the guy at Lowe's, come home, boss around the wife. I was on a Black Friday roll. And then the neighbor I see on the video camera is him walk out with his girlfriend. She's like, oh my gosh, look, they have a wreath too. And I'm like, this guy better feel like an asshole. He's like, yep, all right. And she kept walking. Have all the audio on my camera.
Nice. That's
he never
funny.
responded to the text.
People can be jerks. Our neighborhood's already got full on lighting. I'm done. We did Christmas on Saturday, got it all done. Finished tweaking my lights last night, and got the timers working, and getting a glitch here, glitch there. Okay, I need a little more lighting. Home Depot and Lowe's didn't have the net lighting, but I found it at Ace Hardware. And then I'm catching hell about net lighting. Everybody's saying in the neighborhood that's the easy way out, that I should string lights around the bush. And I'm like,
who are they to say? I'm putting out inflatables.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the easy way out?
Yeah, exactly. It's to each in his own. They're classy. They're white lights. I didn't get weird. They're not all red or all blue, or I didn't do colored lights. I could have done that. My neighbor next door, he's full on color. I'm like, where did you live before you bought this house? Like a ranch house with lots of pillars, because you've got wraparound lights on things that shouldn't have wraparound lights, and they're all colored and they're mixed match. He's got the solid green with the solid red, and then he's got some yellow. I'm like, where the F do you get yellow lights? And then he's got a colored strand. I'll take a picture. I'll send that to you. We'll post that up next week, because I think what we should do is make observations and just post up the worst lighting we see along with the best lighting. That would be fun. That could be a way to get a Yeah Come On shirt.
That's what I was thinking that.
Yeah. Whoever sends us the worst lighting, you get a Yeah Come On show shirt. And whoever sends us the best, you get a Yeah Come On show shirt. You just send us your size and we'll get your shirt mailed out. I want the worst and the best. That's it. And where can they send that? They can text it to the Yeah Come On Show on any of the social medias, or they can
you can always hit us up on Instagram or Twitter at the Yeah Come On Show. You can email us yeahcomeonshow@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook, the Yeah Come On Show, any of those places. And I would say the phone number, but I've totally spaced on it mentally because
don't worry about the phone number. We got one.
We'll put it inside the notes for the show. Guess what? All you got to do is know how to read numbers.
Read this. Thank you, Tyler, for posting that. But yeah, so there you have it. So that's the contest on the lighting. Now, I do want to get into the fact that I hate to say it, but I spanked your ass, and you're like me.
I was waiting on this. Let's go.
I don't like losing, but I love winning. And I'm in 3 leagues. I think you're in 3 leagues, and I lost 2 of my leagues, but I was able to spank your ass in the Yeah Come On league.
Yeah, not pretty. I'm trying to pull this up now. God, it's so frustrating to lose to you because we talk crap and you were like, all right, I'm going to quiz you or question you one night, and you have to do a shot if you don't answer. So we'll have to set that up. That may be the end of the month Christmas special, so you can think about some questions. And you know what? I'll even let people do this. Hit us up at the Yeah Come On Show. Like I said, Instagram, Twitter, the Facebook. Hit up the Yeah Come On Show at gmail.com. And if you have suggested questions for Steve, he doesn't have to take them. But if you guys want to get involved, and you can also leave a comment, Apple Podcasts, I read those as well. Gosh, I cannot believe
Belichick yourself, fool. Belichick yourself, fool is the name of Brett's team. I'm just simple on this one. I don't have one of my creative names, just Southside Steve. And I beat you. It wasn't a great game for either one of us, but I got you 112-88.
Yeah, and last time, you know what the score was? Week 3, 113-91. So about the exact same.
Yeah, that's the way I like to do it. That's the way I like to do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, that was good.
I think you cheated.
No, I didn't cheat. I have your number, and that's okay. Beating you might get me into the playoffs. I don't know. It's gonna be close. It's going to be
Yeah. Well, I was just riding high because your household with the Auburn Georgia Tech versus this household with the Alabama Georgia Saturday. We took the dubs in college football, but damn it, I didn't have any money on that line.
No, you didn't. There is no money there. It is funny that, yeah, I'm a Georgia Tech guy. My wife's an Auburn girl, and those were two tough losses at the hands of you and your wife's teams. The Alabama game, much more exciting. The Georgia game, nothing like a goose egg for Tech and a complete blowout. And then how does the head coach for Tech save his job? Well, you fire three other coaches because it was their fault.
Damn
And then
straight.
you're like, maybe now I survive for another season. I can stay a member of the country club and still keep my gig at Tech. But I got to tell you that Auburn game, you got to admit that was something else. I was at a party down the street, had the in-laws here babysitting, and I was watching a television. Was it 4 or 5 overtimes?
It was 4 overtimes, but you were like, exciting game. I was like, that was a nerve-wracking game and moderately boring until the last 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That's it. 3 minutes in overtimes. It got exciting. Yeah. And I even told everybody in the room, and everybody was cheering for Auburn only because most people are Georgia fans. You knew that was coming. And there was only 2 Auburn graduates in the room, my wife and this other guy, and he took it hard. I mean, real hard. Like you would have laughed. It was not pretty. And then my one neighbor that's an Alabama fan, he went to Alabama. He wasn't even at the party. The wife said he's not leaving the house until the game's over. He doesn't want to be around any of you guys. He doesn't want to hear it. He wants to concentrate. And that guy comes in with the biggest smile on his face and brought a bottle of tequila. Who wants shots? I'm like, you might as well gloat. You pulled that one completely out of your ass. Saban did.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, like you said, the guy took it really hard. However hard he took it is however hard I celebrated. I love that one. I loved it. Dude, my cousin, he's 6'5". He ran up and like went, I guess I thought we were going for a hug. He went for a chest bump, and it ended up being like almost like a porno scene. Like he jumped up and his legs were wrapped underneath my armpits. And I was just like, what is happening? And then I caught him and I was like, can't let go at this point. I don't know why. Like it locked in. I was just locked in all day and I was celebrating and I don't know what was going on. And we're family, but roll tide. That's okay.
Roll tide. Who cares if we're bumping dicks? It's okay. Okay. It's just okay. So what, as I have my cigar, I want to light this up, but the wife would kill me. I'm dying to smoke a cigar right now. What is in Brett's brain?
Well, let's get to one more thing before that. I want to get your prediction on this. Bama, Georgia, SEC championship playing.
Oh, you're going to ask me that? You know,
Yeah.
I don't have any skin in that game other than I love the state of Georgia, but I've always been a Tech fan. And over the years, the hate for Georgia lessens because I have too many friends that went there. I've got 2 sister-in-laws that went there. I've been to more Georgia. Well, no, I've been to a hell of a lot more Tech games in Georgia, but I used to celebrate when Tech beat Georgia. I mean, that was like, yeah. But now I have no choice but to cheer for my state and all the Bulldogs. So I say Georgia wins. I think this is their year. They're unstoppable, and I think they're going to win by probably 14 points.
See, that's funny. Somebody asked me to predict the line, and I said my guess would be Georgia minus 12.5, and then it came out minus 6.5. So I was like, jump all over that thing, which I did because I want to be that guy that's like lost the game, won money, or won. And the worst thing that could happen is Bama loses by 6 or less.
Yeah.
Then I'd get both.
I think they're going to lose by more than that. I think Saban knows it too. I got to tell you, the Auburn game, I mean, Bama was all in, but Georgia's just hitting on all cylinders. Although they've got some players out, you know. Hell, they got one arrested, you know.
It's hard though to bounce back from, you know, Bama's, and I'm not trying to make excuses. I do think Georgia's going to win this game. I hope they don't.
Well, you're talking about Iron Bowl. They're all excited.
Yeah, going
up.
4 overtimes on the road. That's a tough game. The game before that was Arkansas, which shouldn't have been a hard battle. It ended up being a 7-point game. So 2 tough weeks. I think that you do that, and then you go up against the machine that is Georgia's defense. I don't think their offense is really that good, but their defense is phenomenal. They look like an Alabama defense, but
Yeah, they're rotating quarterbacks some days. I mean, there are some issues with the offense. I agree with that, but the defense is set. I mean, that is badass. I will say for you, the one thing you've got on your side is Saban is just crafty. The guy doesn't like to lose. He's going to pull everything out of the playbook, and I bet his speeches will be better than Georgia's speeches. Nothing against Kirby Smart or anybody else, but I'm just saying that I can tell you right now, a Nick Saban gets in the locker room, he's going to be like, "You seniors, this is it. This is it." They don't. Nobody, even our own fans, probably don't think we can win. Let's do it. He can. I can give myself chills trying to think of what he would say. So a good speech could definitely pump up an Alabama team, but I still think Georgia takes it. Yeah, my money would be on Georgia.
You're damn right about that speech. I've seen Miracle on Ice.
Thank you. That speech.
Dude, it'll get you going. I've seen Rudy and all that stuff where he imitates the speech. It's all it takes.
It's always the speech. It's always if those guys believe in him, which I would say most of them do, he can bring out superpowers. That's the only thing that scares me about the Georgia-Alabama game for Georgia fans. I mean, no national championship since 1980. That's a tough one for those guys, So I know Buck loves it, because his billboard's still up because they haven't won a national championship since he was a senior at Georgia, but what the hell? We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be good.
All right. You ready for Brett's brain? We're going to get a little off the rails here. This one just hit me today and kind of pissed me off a little bit. I don't know why. So I don't know if you've noticed this new hot trend in the automobile industry, but have you seen these new Tellurides? Maybe the new Pathfinder?
Yeah, I've seen those vehicles. I thought you were going to talk about undercarriage lighting, but go ahead.
No. Okay. First off, not a fan, and got stuck behind a damn old Nissan single. What? I'm getting a damn Amber Alert. Get off my phone.
So am I. Let's see. Can we help? It's probably your neighborhood.
Yeah, more than likely.
We're on the lookout for a blue Toyota RAV4, but you're right. It won't matter when everybody sees this podcast.
Damn
or
right.
Hears it.
So yeah, got stuck behind a single cab Nissan last night with underglow lighting that was changing colors and whistle tips on the exhaust that sounded like a damn grasshopper, which was the absolute most annoying thing I'd ever been behind on the highway. But that is not my issue right now. My issue right now, and as I asked this about the Telluride and the Pathfinder, and there's probably more vehicles like this, that, my God, you better notice them on the road. The fucking name on them is huge. It takes up the entire back of the car. It's these huge block letters that are spaced out perfectly even to take up the entire back of the car. What is this?
I don't know. It's just
they want
it's
Stevie
a style
Wonder to
right
be able
now.
to identify the model.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's new. I mean, I'm driving. We got 2017 and 19s over here, so I don't know. And I'm in the Nissan world at the moment, so I don't know.
But it's not like
Nissan
a dealership
or
somebody's making that decision. It's some engineer at a factory that's like, what'll look great on this car is if everybody could see it from 8 miles behind it in traffic.
That's it. It's all about advertising. It's all about image. So I guess big is better. And I think we're in that kind of a mode. I think it'll go away as quick as it showed. But you're right. I wouldn't buy a vehicle right now because I think that's going to look stupid in about 2 years.
It looks utterly ridiculous on these cars.
It's too big.
And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not saying the cars are bad or they're ugly or anything like that. But huge block letters on the back. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Ford has the big Ford and the plate on whatnot. And I actually think that kind of looks cool. But the single silver block letters. So I said this to one of my buddies, asking him what the deal was because he's an insurance adjuster and he knows cars really well. He said, you want to get a bigger kick out of this whole thing? Somebody dings one of those letters, $150 a piece to replace. Damn. Each one.
That's probably why they did it, making money. Because right now, think about it. Now it makes even more sense because of what's going on and with the pandemic and the chips and things like that, inventory is low. So whatever's getting out's getting out. People are holding on to their vehicles longer just because they can't get what they want brand new. And they're, the pricing, you're not going to go in and haggle too much because there's not enough inventory. Somebody's going to pay it. They'll let you walk out of a dealership now. So I think the money is in service. And I know that through my dealer friends. So maybe they're just like, hey, everybody in Atlanta runs into each other, bumps into each other. We'll make money off the letters because nobody wants to be missing an E or an L or whatever, or an S. You don't want to miss a letter. So
what the hell's
I'm
an
telling
app
you,
finder?
yeah, it's an app finder. That's not good. So people want, they want their cars to look right. So I think that it's all in the service. You're going to see now that's where the money's going to be made over the next few years at dealerships to keep the doors open.
Dude, I love when you go Steven on me. I love this conspiracy stuff, how the big motor is coming after us, big automotive, trying to get our dollars any way they can.
Damn right. That's how they'll do it. Service, for sure. You heard it here. That's a conspiracy. I wouldn't call it a conspiracy. I call it a goddamn fact.
I think you might be right, but it is the utterly most ridiculous looking thing on a car.
Nah, I don't. Brett's brain was spot on that. I'll tell you that much. That was good. God bless you. Man, you know what? I dug your brain tonight, and I dig our podcast, and it's going to get meatier and more season's greetings as we push on. We got a big weekend. When we talk next week, we'll know who's the better team, Alabama or Georgia. I pray. I hope the Falcons still continue to win.
Falcons might go to the playoffs. I've been saying this for 2 weeks. Falcons might go to the playoffs.
It could happen in what I call a crappy season. The thing is, we got to beat the Bucks, and if anybody has it coming, the Bucks do. Can we beat them? I don't know. So that's two great games this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, for sure. But it is the Yeah Come On show. This is our podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, special thanks to our advertisers, joebees.com, for all your bee pollen needs, man. It is the ultimate gift to your body, I promise you. Oxygenfinancial.com with Ted Jenkins. Circle 285 for insurance, man. Get a quote. I will tell you, Axel, who I work with, just switched over using circle285.com and saved $1,000. And he went from State Farm to Allstate through Circle 285. So who knows? They get great quotes. And then Ridgeline Counseling with Dr. Dave Markwell. We love Dr. Dave. If you're going through something like Brett, I won't get into what you're going through, but I'm telling you, I think you're hetero. Doesn't matter if you're gay. Don't worry about it. But if you got to talk to Dave, you can.
Tell my wife to stop hiding the elf.
I will.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, come out.